Those were so good. Okay, what are we going to talk about today? We're back again. Another live, a vertical live. The vertical's worth. I'm going to take over that section of YouTube. I don't even know how many people are actually doing like these lives. I've never like scrolled through to see who is doing them. Maybe I should check it out. See how do a little market research on what people are doing. But I will say everyone's doing it on TikTok, so there's like too many people over there. I don't see as many over here. I guess chatting. I don't know. I wonder if on here they can do the same thing as as on TikTok, like have those debates where you bring people on and talk about stuff. I wonder. Oh man, my back, my back, help me. We're back. I got a little bit of time today. I forgot I have some stuff to do in about 2 hours, so I have to keep this somewhat brief as I need to drive about an hour and 10 minutes away in order to do it. So, but I guess I'd put the title of the video is "Where do we go from here?" as maybe a discussion point for many different things, because I think there's a I think in some ways there is a lot of people asking like the question of like where do we go from here in many different facets, you know, from politics on down to entertainment and I guess just everyday life. I think people are fatigued in a lot of ways. I say this can kind of trickle down into many different areas, and I think people miss the point oftentimes on life, and I think it takes Trump or Joe. Uh, if it, I guess Trump. I didn't like Joe. Joe was rough. Trump has his rough edges too. It's a hard discussion to have. Most people incapable of having the conversation. But Alisander, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Um, but yeah, man, it's life in general. Where said the question of the live, where do we go from here? Right. I think at some level, everyone asks themselves this. You know, at some point, maybe even multiple times a week. I know I do. It's always like a reorientation for me. It's like, okay, this happened. Now where do I go? It's almost like you're walking down a path and you start kind of straying off that path. And then you're like, okay, how do I get back on it or how do I reblaze the trail? You agree what Trump is doing to all the Hispanics? Is he doing it to all of them? Just got to be careful in your language, right? I think it's important that when you do talk about stuff regarding any politician or group, that you learn to be nuanced about it and not just like, you know, yo, can I dono? You can dono. I'm always up for it. A girl on your front deck and she says she likes. Where? I don't see her. I wish. I wish that girl's my lady. Um, good question. My wife is Hispanic and she's just fine. Yeah, right. Um, like I said, I think people are too quick to ascribe consequence or effect to an entire group, when I think there's people who are like, hey, hey, what's up, Vex? You and your tropical living. Yep. Hey, Cure, you know what's funny is, like, I love the internet posturing. I love it. Yeah, you gotta love it. Yo, Jay Carpenter back with the mom from Gilbert. Great, great to see you, Vex. Hey, move out of the fucking north. Puffin sent in the makeup brush. All right. How we doing? What we discussing? We're just discussing where we go from here. God wants me to let you know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. The very world itself wouldn't have been complete without you. Hey, I appreciate that. That's awesome. What's up, Welder? Tara, how's it going? Marjorie Taylor Greene all day. Yo, the golden poop from Puffin. Love it. I'll take that golden shit all day. That's just me. I'm doing well, Jay. Thanks for asking. Vex, we're just talking about like things in general. Like, where could we go from here? It could be anything. Um, like, where should we go from here? Let's let the chat decide on the actual like subject. No, it's not Bible study. Sorry, Rob. Earth is flat? No, no way. No way. I mean, philosophically, I guess, where we're going from here. I think, you know, uh, the thing is we're already in such a great place. I think for the most part, um, like I think by and large, like everything continues to trend up in a lot of ways. It's there's a lot of Bible study today, huh? There's a lot of people who want to spread the word of Christ here on YouTube. There's a firmament, even people who don't know this. I don't know. Gay bearded homosexual laugh while crying. Fantastic gay outfit. Hands out. How long have you been gay? Big smile. I'll keep reading your comments. Um, hey, yo, what is it with the flat Earth shit, man? Why do people like that? You can smoke and drink and cuss and make it to heaven. Just saying. Vex, yeah, I saw that Mom Donnie won. Now we just get to say, now we just get to see if he gets to implement everything he wants. I keep seeing a bunch of videos like debunking all the things that he wants to do. So it's you know, what did Mike say? What is happening in this chat? I don't know, man. It's wild, dude. YouTube like vertical lives are insane. Apparently, 2 homes, 10 phones. Thanks, girlfriend. Appreciate you. Are you circumcised? Absolutely. Bro, I've never had this kind of chat on TikTok when I do it. Um, but I appreciate all the interactions though. It's fucking awesome. Um, yeah, the Mamdani stuff is interesting because I almost don't. I almost think that dude is like he means well, and I think a lot of these young politicians mean well. I don't think they truly understand what it means, um, like to fulfill these promises, right? Like they just can't like unilaterally do the things that they want to do. Like there's like an actual like process to it all. Uh, and again, is like it like so he's democratically elected, so it's the will of the people. But a lot of the stuff like he wants to implement, it's like, okay, will it work? Will it actually, do the things that he says it's going to do? Why doesn't he move to Russia if he wants communism? I don't know, man. Wander, you have a question? What's your question? Go right ahead. Ask it. I'll try to answer if people put questions in the chat. I'll try and answer them. I usually read just about everything. Is a tube two connected holes or one long hole? Ooh, I think it's two connected holes, right? Yeah. What's up, Avery? Spirit plays. I'm not even going to say those two numbers because I'm not falling for it. If you had a chance to get into heaven, what chance would that be in your opinion? Well, if you're going by what the good book says, I guess I haven't accepted Christ as my like Lord and Savior in the way that. So, I guess it wouldn't be. I guess I wouldn't be. But like I don't know. Like again, I'm not. I don't know what is afterwards, and I don't know if it is required for me to accept him. Do I am I fine with people who are accepting of Jesus? Sure. If you could choose what what your farts smell like, what would you pick? Yo, I'm all about what they smell like, dude. I sit here and huff them all day. What's up, Lucas? You guys are weird. Vex, I've been seeing some gronking clips about the new Halo shit. Y'all got to find something new to argue about. Y'all got to enjoy some video games. All the negative comments that come up today, don't listen to them, bro. I love you. So does Jesus. Hey, thank you, Wander. Appreciate you. If you aren't huffing your own farts, what are you even doing? Exactly. Halo is dead for real. Yeah, I mean, I don't like at this point, like the idea of them remaking the campaign, it's just like it's one of those things like, okay, well, it was gonna happen. There's no multiplayer in it. So I think people are done with Halo multiplayer, unfortunately. There's ways to play Halo multiplayer, but I think, the camp I mean, it's in the name. Campaign evolved. They're focusing on the campaign. They don't have the multiplayer. Like at the end of the day, I just think it's dead and gone. Kind of like what you're saying. There's not really much of a discussion around it. They already remastered the campaigns in MCC. Yeah, but it's not an Unreal 5, Trey. It's not an Unreal 5. We got to have an Unreal 5. We're redoing Mario Brothers in Unreal 5. It's on the way. 2028, bro. Halo is not dead. Some games fall off and come back. They will make another banger soon. Mark my word. Bro, keep waiting, man. If you're probably like 13 or 14, so you probably will see it. Halo destroyed its multiplayer a decade ago and it went COD style. The campaign evolved stuff doesn't honor what made Halo 1 awesome. Yeah. The thing is like some things were meant for its time, right? They don't need to be remade. And again, I think the discussion is more like, why are companies continuing to just redo rather than but like again, it's okay to end a thing. It's okay to end a thing. I played this guy. I played the first one, so I'm not 13. I'm 30. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Yeah, there's no reason to do a complete remake. You could just drop it already. And honestly, I've played the Halo Infinite multiplayer recently. It's not bad. Like they have Forge and there's some cool game modes and like I don't know. You could still have fun. What's up, Krabby? What series has ever fallen off and then come back? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not the case for Call of Duty. They've never come back. They fell off. Halo, they fell off and never came back. Because again, like Halo fell victim to the whole like, oh, I guess so. I guess so with Battlefield. I guess they listened to Marquette Williams. How many women sat on it, bro? That's for me to know and for you to find out. Oh my God, stop yapping. Swipe up, my dude. Swipe up. No, well, the problem with Arma, Broly, is the well, I don't think it fell off. Arma 3 was dope. Like there was a lot of good stuff in Arma 3, but again, it required its modding community, just like Arma 2 did. Arma 2 required its modding community. There's a fungal infection. Oh, okay. Says the guy wiping Cheeto dust off his balls and smelling it. Silent Hill was dead and forgotten. Yeah, I don't know. Like the new Silent Hills, like they seem halfway decent. I haven't played them, but its new Ukraine update is amazing. I haven't seen that on it. I heard about the Ukraine update, but I haven't played it. I've taken a big step back from gaming in just content creation in general, but um, Armored Core is a good example, Adam. I will give you that. Armored Core 6 was total fire. It was really really good. And I'm hearing decent things about Silent Hill F. So maybe go lose some weight. Okay, sure. What's up, Karat? The older I get, the less I want to play video games. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot more like right outside that door. Lot more. I mean, it's a natural progression, right? When you're a kid or you're younger, like there's not like responsibility. You have the time to play games, right? You have all this extra time, and then as you get older, you take on responsibility. Your idea of fun and like progression in life just becomes much different. Excited to play F over the holidays? Nice, dude. What's up, Sean? Hi, can you tell us reasons why as well? What do you mean, Ben? As I get older, I found other hobbies. I still game from time to time, especially weekends. Yeah, Adam, I said, especially once you have kids and family, you just find different hobbies and stuff to do. I've been like big into like reading. Been getting more into like trying to learn composting, gardening. I have a lot of banana trees out here. I have a guava tree. I have a citrus tree. So I'm like working towards like maybe trying to homestead a little bit more. We might get chickens next year. So we'll see. Because it's all like at the end of the day, it's all a game, right? It's a game of survival, and like you just got to learn the systems. And once you learn the systems, you could take care of yourself. People care so much about their XP trying to level up. When you get older, that's not your main focus. Um, are you talking about like real life XP? Is that what you're getting at? I mean, there should be a focus on that. That's good. You got to. Oh, XP in games, I mean. I grew tomatoes this year with magnets and copper wire. It worked pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I'm working on trying to some get better at it. As an adult, I still wanted to play games, just no time. Yeah, I haven't been to Ireland. No, it's on my list of places to go for sure. Um, I live in Hawaii. I'm originally from Connecticut, though. My dog and cat just like they're looking for something. It's a great place I should visit. Oh, I want to. I want to. It's just a matter of getting there with two kids and a wife. Gotta carve out a lot of time. Gotta carve out a lot of time because like flying there from Hawaii is it's a long trip. It is several trips. But it's pretty good. It's winter or not winter. It's fall going in like towards winter, so it it's getting cooler. It's getting cooler. It's cold most of the time. I grew up in New England, so I don't mind cold at all. I don't mind cold at all. We definitely, I don't know what else has been going on, Vex. What else is big right now? I saw the Mom Donnie thing yesterday. The Halo thing has been funny to watch. It's always like it's just things to talk about, I guess. Right? Like that's like especially the Halo thing. It's just like pfft. Where you at, dude? I live in Hawaii. Hayes. Trump 2028? What? Stop that. The manufactured Yote drama. Oh yeah. Did it end up being pretty good? I have it on my wish list. I just haven't gotten it yet. I'm playing through Borderlands 4, which is Borderlands 4 has been fun. Like just to like chill. Yeah, I've been to the States. I grew up in Connecticut. Lived in Utah for several years. Do you have Irish food and snacks there? I don't think so. Which countries in Europe face 6 months without seeing sun? It's got to be like, excuse me, like northern Scandinavia and like, uh, well, Russia is technically Asia, right? The people I know that played it actually said it improves a lot of things from Tsushima. Who who would have thought, right? But hey, we got to manufacture outrage for them clicks. It's why I hate those motherfuckers, dude. They're so fucking dumb. Hey Sherry, most of these guys they like all of the fucking basement dwelling retards who can't wait 5 minutes for like actual gameplay. The all the assumptions made about something just because they need to feed themselves. Put on a dress and high heels, sir? Nah. It's me, the 43rd U.S. President, George Bush. Hey, George Dubs. And it's sad too because, like, you know, I think there's more to be gained from like actually enjoying something and talking about it. I've said it for a long time, but it's, you know, like I was like talking yesterday, like go find this book. I know it's backwards. The Wizard King by Gene Wolfe. Here, I'll even turn it around for you guys so you can see. Go read this. This is an amazing book by an amazing author. Like it is incredible. People need to talk about shit that they actually enjoy. I live on a. He's in Maui. I'm on the Big Island. So, hey, you seem cool. What are you talking about? We're just talking about cool things, fun things. Where do we go from from here? We talk about all different kinds of things on this channel. Would you have picked up that book if it advertised itself as trans surgery for kids? Probably not. I don't know Hawaii. I know it's just part of America. Each island is a county. That's a weird question, Krabby, but no, I probably wouldn't have. Did you read the Green Knight poem? No, I did not. Want to talk about paradoxes? I guess. I mean, could. It's always fun to talk about stuff like that. Um, yeah. what else was it? Oh, yeah. It's he is a he's a sci-fi writer, Hayes. But this one is more fantasy. You too, Vex. Take it easy. It's a fantasy. Is that one? It's fantasy sci-fi light, but it's definitely more on the fantasy side. Really, really, really good book. His let me see. This is the other book by him that I read. Here, let me. Shadow and Claw. It's part of a. It's part one of two, basically. So there's actually um, a couple of books in here. There's two books in here, and then there's two in the other compilation that are really, really good. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Will you read it to us? No. Seen Del Toro's Frankenstein last night. It was brief. I have not seen the new Frankenstein. I want to so bad, though. I want to so bad. Big fan of Del Toro's work. And the trailers looked really good. Um, so, the most recent movie I've seen is Tron Ares. Is the most recent new movie that I watched. Pan's Labyrinth was great. Oh, for sure. What is your opinion on the omnipotence paradox? I don't know what that is. Let me look it up real quick. Let me see. The omnipotence paradox is a philosophical problem that questions the concept of an all-powerful being by highlighting logical contradictions. A classic formulation, the paradox of the stone, asks if the omnipotent being can create a stone so heavy it cannot lift it. If the being can create the stone, it is limited by being unable to lift it. If it cannot create the stone, it is limited by its inability to do so. Solutions often argue that the paradox arises from a flawed understanding of omnipotence, suggesting that it doesn't include the ability to perform logically impossible actions like creating a square circle. Um, hey, thanks, Steve. Viking Santa over here. Hey, that's right. Um, can an omnipotent being create a stone so heavy that it cannot lift it? The interesting thing for me is like omnipotence means all knowing, right? So is it possible to be all knowing anyway? And if that were the case, I don't know, to me, it's impossible for it to exist anyway. But if you're going to say that a being does exist, that in some regard you have to like you have to like remove yourself from the equation a bit. Yeah, it's interesting. Like it's like science fiction. Like it's you have to sort of like understand that what you're watching isn't actually real. So there is a bit of leeway that you have to give it, right? So in this, like, is it possible to be all knowing, to know everything in? Right. So yeah, in order to be that thing, yeah, it's an interesting discussion. There's a family of paradoxes that arise with some understandings of the term omnipotent. The property of possessing maximal power. Monotheistic religions generally attribute omnipotence only to their deity of their faith. Right. So it's either I guess the maximal power is also is strength and like willpower? Because I always thought like omnipotent is like all knowing, but I guess if you know everything, you would you would be able to create something beyond the bounds of your own strength. Pardon me either. I just think it's an interesting discussion for sure. Very interesting discussion to have. I love religious discussions because it again I'm not a big believer, but I respect those who want to have the discussion. Just because you can see the future doesn't mean you can stop it. Yeah, and I don't like even if you could see the future, I think you see. I'm of the opinion that you see a version of the future, and even then, like once you see that future, you are it's now you're dipping into the like that observer paradox or whatever it is. Like anything being observed is you're changing it because you've seen something that like in the future you've created an alternate reality beyond that. Does that make sense? Like that to me is like there even if you could see the future, you've seen one variation of it, but now it's likely that you won't ever come to that because you would make decisions to avoid it likely. Or like the only way you came to that originally was because you never saw it. But now that you've been privy to that information, it's likely that you won't see that. See, those are the things that I'm like. It's what makes like great sci-fi writing, right? Can I have your opinion on Islam? I don't like again like people can live their lives how they want. I don't want any religion impeding on how I want to live. Is ultimately where I'm at. Unless the future you saw was the future based on you seeing it. Uh, would that be possible though? I guess it would be because there's infinite permutations of the timeline because we make decisions all day long. So you know, turning left or right every time we make a decision like that, there is a new split in the multiverse. I'm not a fan of like Sharia law. Let's put it that way, right? Like I'm not a fan of like what comes out of that. But again, like the thing that people don't realize is like there are people are living their lives how they want. And where everything gets really sticky is, especially from like the American perspective, we see what's going on somewhere else in the world and we're like, we need to put a stop to that. When like the question becomes, is it our job to step in? Is it our job to step in and stop that, regardless of how bad we believe it is? Even if 40 countries say this is a bad thing to do in the Middle East, is it our job to say we're going in there and stopping it, right? That becomes the question. It's okay. Like we can all say and agree that like throwing people off a building for a punishment is like just awful. But should we be kicking down doors in order to stop that thing? Are we like, is that what's creating like, we're overstepping our bounds and then creating conflicts out of that? And it just sort of like, it's like the issue that we're trying to manage is like on a glass plate. And then we try and hit that thing and kill it. And then it just spider webs and creates an even more massive problem. It's our job to mock them, not dominate them. Yeah, I mean that's a good way of putting it. Putting up some getting some more coffee. Yesterday we had a little harvest of bananas. That's like a sixth of what I pulled off the stock. We pulled probably like, uh, oh man, how many fingers or hands? It was about probably about 10 hands of bananas off the tree. It was crazy. Yeah, see, I'm not easy. I can't really discuss like faith in a broad sense. It's more like it's more general because I'm not educated in it. But like I kind of know what I want. What's up, Memphis? I kind of know how I want to live my life and how I don't. She lets you sleep with elves and orcs. Fucking height. Oh man. We had a bunch of new subscribers yesterday. Really thank you guys and anyone who may have subscribed today. I really need to get back to just talking about I really need to get back to talking about movies and stuff that I like because I generally make like shorts and put them on TikTok, but I need to throw them up on here too. Thanks, Puddin. Appreciate it, man. The uh yeah. And I think, when it comes to like religions and stuff, like people need to be more like people need to be more understanding of like how people live their lives outside of the United States, but also respect the fact that the United States has a way of like living, you know? Like I understand the issue that everyone is having where they're like, we can't just open borders and let people flood in and, essentially like change up everything. Like I think people come, the reason that the immigration exists is because you come to a country that has certain values and laws and you make sure that people want to abide by those, right? Because they just left another place they don't particularly care for. They want to come here. So you make them go through all the testing. You make them, to be a citizen, or they have to do all the proper paperwork to be here for however long, see if they like it. They can leave, come back, blah, 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 blah. But the idea of just like opening all that up and just letting people come in and, change, like upend the American culture is kind of a strange one. Um, because we do, like, we all have our values here. And it's one thing to be open and understanding of those. It's another to just let it all sort of dissipate, right? Because what makes the country great now, and I don't say that as MAGA, I say that as what does make it great, and the reason that people do come here is the freedom to do those things, and it is the freedom to do those things, but in a safe way that includes others around them and doesn't impede on others, if that makes sense. I don't like if the country wants our help. We as citizens need to see that outcome within 5 years' time. Everyone lives are complex. You can just assume ignorance over arrogance, but everyone is in their own little bubble. Oh, for sure. And that's the thing is I think most people will live. That didn't make sense. What I said, Krabby? What I was trying to get at was essentially that like people come here. Well, historically, people have come here to live a better life, and I think what politicians are pushing for now is to sort of upend that and allow for like they're allowing for the most extreme version of like the melting pot because as I think Puddin says it like we all do live in our own bubbles and I think it's important to live within that bubble but you have to like establish the lines of that bubble because private property is I think a good thing but you also need to be open to those bubbles around you like the concentric circles around you that like overlap like that's where we can come together as a community. You know, that Venn diagram. So it's sort of a complex issue of, yes, we can live in our bubbles, but we also need to understand that, like, where they overlap, that's our community. Like, we need to acknowledge those people, and you need to understand that coming here, that's just going to be a part of life. Like the communities you rest in, the communities you go to. That's why it's like really smart to kind of research before you just jump the border. Find out what like the best possible place could be for you. I love my bubble and I don't want to leave. Yeah, I don't know for sure. I'm not saying otherwise. If people come into your bubble, they should respect what keeps that bubble alive and adopt those norms. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's the giant bubble of the U.S. and then there's like all the little ones that happen around. How many people would it take to change Hawaii, the norm? Hawaii's an interesting case because here's where I think that a lot of like we need to keep an open mind about how the world works, right? Hawaii has a very tumultuous history when it comes to the US. And there's a lot of people bitter about how its statehood was gained, and rightfully so, because it's a pretty fresh wound in the overall timeline. And I do think that there's elements of community-based living, call it communism, call it socialism, whatever, that work relatively well in smaller cases. Hawaii is a very interesting one because I've lived here for about a third of my life, almost a third of my life. Or sorry, a quarter of my life. And it is a lot of what keeps this place going, like on a day to day, like for locals, is the idea of like shared community about, you know, I chop down all these bananas and give them to people near me, sell them to the local stores, you know, for a lot less than they'd get them at the, you know, at the big producers. Isn't the norm for Hawaii tourist locations and fluffy necklaces? Yeah, like our economy is run on tourism, right? But I do think that like at the end of the day, there's a lot about the local economies that thrives through its local connections, right? Like it is more tight knit here, and the possibility of it working in possibility of it working here much better than anywhere else. Can I do a back? No, no way. I cannot do a backflip. No way. How many people would it take to change Hawaii? Oh, there's that. So how many people from the States would have to move to Hawaii to change the norm? Oh, I don't know. Hawaii is expensive. It's weird. There's a really big mix. 0 to 10 backflips on this channel. Be an honest host with a nice beard. But yeah, thanks, Moon Boy. There's a really interesting mix, and I'm not really sure what you're referring to, Hayes, but like there is an interesting mix of like liberal conservative people here. Like there's a lot of conservative individuals that live here that are local, that like Trump. And there's a lot of people who moved here and transplanted that are insanely liberal, right? There's a really big bifurcation here. I do still think that most people are pretty moderate, but you still have people driving around with their Trump flags, and you have people who are driving around with an upside down Hawaii flag, you know, that don't want the U.S. involved in anything, and they want their kingdom back. Which again, I understand the sentiment behind it all. Like, I saw a documentary really recently about the Native Hawaiians being pushed out and too many people are moving into Hawaii, can't keep up with housing. Yeah, yeah. It's one of the big things is that like, I mean, military brings a lot of people in. They have their own housing, but like, yeah, there's a lot of local families who can't afford to live here and they'll move somewhere cheap, like on the mainland, and then you have people from out of state coming and living here, which, and maybe I'm guilty of it, right? Like, I've always found a way to live here and make it work. It is expensive, like without a doubt. But I love it here. I love the way of life. I love the way of thinking. I work for a great company that takes care of me and my family. So, what's up, Pickle? Just chilling, just talking about life, talking about love, talking about life. What's the most extreme thing that happened to Native Hawaiians recently since you've lived there? Well, the fires in Lahaina, like those were that was devastating. That was devastating to the Native Hawaiian population. I mean, even like COVID to an extent was like devastating to local businesses. What's up, Sky? I mean, yeah, I mean everyone is like everyone has their own conspiracy theory behind it, but uh yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's just super dry. What about the space lasers? Was that real? No. It's just, I think it's one of those things. It's a slow creep problem when it comes to, and it's hard for me to speak on this stuff because I'm not from here and I don't know like the real, I don't know like the real plight, but I'll tell you like it's housing. I mean, the housing is one of the biggest. It's everywhere, but here especially. Like what a $500,000 will get you here is not even close to what a $500,000 will get you on the mainland. And I understand it's, you're in the middle of the ocean in paradise, like one of the most beautiful places, got some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, if not the beautiful beaches in the world. Like it's in high demand. Like I get it, but compared to like pre-COVID, the the cost of rent and living and homes are like it's literal insanity. I don't surf steez. No, I don't. And like one of the only ways, and I'll kind of like come full circle, like the topic of like where do you go from here? It's and what a lot of creators out here in Hawaii will say is respect our culture. If you come out here, like yield to our culture, which is hilarious. Again, it's not hilarious in the sense of like mocking them, but like a lot of people who say that they're against Trump and all his like policies and immigration and all that. This is exactly what he is referring to is preserving the local culture. Now, Trump is talking about it on a large scale of like the U.S., whereas like locals are saying here in Hawaii are saying you come here like you can't just come in here and knock down all our beaches and build up these high rises and take over our neighborhoods and gentrify our towns like Kevin Brad, have you ever thought about doing something interesting on the stream? Nope, I'm just here to be boring. Feel free to swipe up. So it's a really interesting, I would even say paradox of like nobody likes the current president and what he's trying to do with ICE and everything. But I think given the chance, a lot of people here would do the very same thing. They would have their own police, their own force looking at people who don't belong, who didn't come here properly. They would do a much better vetting process before people came, and they would get rid of them. And like again, I don't necessarily disagree with that because living here is much different than living anywhere else. You live in Philly. I mean, just got to go. just got to go to an ocean, bro. You can learn. But it's a very unique culture. I love it. I love the idea of like one thing that they really push here is taking care of if of the land, malama aina, right? Like taking care of your like where you live. It's like which we all know to be like something we need to do, but here it's even more important, especially if you don't live here. Come here, take care of the ocean, take care of the land, like breathe some sort of life into that. What's up, banana? Do you think Hawaiian culture will survive the next 50 to 100 years, even the cost of living is what you say? If you go somewhere, then you respect the culture. I'm not going to go to India and complain about toilets. So why do it in America? You smell what? You smell I'm stepping in? I got you, Puddin'. My friend Rick lived in the jungle in Hawaii for like 4 years as a homeless guy. Yeah, I mean, do I think the culture will survive? I think so. Like, the thing, like, we are pretty far removed from mainland culture. Go to sleep, bro. You look tired. I'm good. I'm about to go take a test, so I can't go to sleep. Um, I think it'll survive. We're very far removed from the mainland. There's a lot here that I think, especially on the island I live on, it's it's away from like the overdevelopment. There's a lot of area here that just probably will never get developed, and that's great. Do you ever go to the beach and quote surfs up? I don't. Thanks, Vannon Mars. Yeah, we we all can do our part. I think that for the most part, people just need to spend time in their communities more. You know, thanks, Tease. Hawaii will probably no longer exist in 50 years. Ever heard of climate change and sea levels rise? Yeah, I've also heard that some of that data has been messed with and how they look at the charts overall. And if you look at it in a larger scale, we're actually in a cooling period, not a warming period. But hey, who knows? I lived in Hawaii. I could call everyone Cody, unironically. I'm not saying I'm denying that it's warmer now than it was 50 years ago. But again, if you look at time on a larger scale, like we're actually cooling, not warming. What's up, Sunset? You from New York? Hi. I'm from Connecticut originally, but I live in Hawaii now. Hulk Hogan to The Rock? Ooh, Hulk Hogan just, I mean, racist comments aside, Hulk Hogan just did, the reason is because Hulk Hogan did like everything for wrestling. He was just like, he was the guy, I think, that like propelled modern wrestling to what it is now. Got any tattoos? Nope, no tattoos. Clean skin all around. The Rock is cool. He's done a lot, but I think like when you look where Hulk Hogan started, and like I mean, there's nothing really truly special about him, but like but his energy like just propelled the WWF to what it became, and that is like why people will remember him. Like there's no reason to like him other than like he was entertainment. Like he's the one. I I don't even know him. Or there's like because my whole arm is done. I have a couple on my legs, chest. No, I don't watch. I don't care for the NBA. I tried watching it the other night with a customer was had it on, and I was just like, I don't care. These guys are all like flopping. They don't play hard until the last 2 minutes of the game. Stupid. Do you think most Americans care about the rest of the world, and do you? I think a lot do, and I definitely do. I definitely care about like what's going on around the world. The problem is like what can we truly do about it? Hey, Ahmed, thank you. Appreciate you. I think most Americans care about what's happening around the world. I think most people, especially now, don't know how to actually make that difference. But the issue is that most people don't need to do anything other than live their lives, treat people with respect, treat themselves with respect, and just try and be better than they were the day before every day. And if you can do that, you're going to show your kids and others in your community how to be good people, and that will spread naturally. This guy's a raging liberal. You already know, voted for Kamala. You couldn't be more wrong, my guy. Do you watch Modern Wrestling? No. I do have children, yeah. I have two. How old are you? Because you look like you're 40, but also look young. Yeah, I'm 40. I'm exactly 40 years old. I'm also not MAGA in the sense like I'll say like we should be great again, but I don't say it with the same I don't say it the same way people who are MAGA say it. Like we should be a great nation and country. I think we've moved away from understanding what that actually means, and now it's just a sort of like a pejorative like that people say. Like it's not. I don't like using to be great again because it's negative as negative association. I don't think anyone. Well, I mean, everyone has their benefits, right? Like I've had people leave this country who I know like are really super smart and they live in other countries because they want to raise a family in a different part of the world. But, you know, I do think that we are truly great. I think we're a great nation. I think Trump just totally I think Trump beat that beat that horse to death. Like I think there's just less meaning in it now. Like I think when he first used it, it was a great slogan, but it's like, bro, I do think this country has the most opportunity. Yes, my grandparents are from the U.S. Yep. Again, I think that's why people aspire to come here. They want to be here. Yeah, but no, I'm just saying. I just think that it's outworn its welcome. Is all crabby. It's outworn its welcome, and now is like you just can't say that anymore without it being like, ugh, fuck. Like, is there any country that you hate it? I don't hate any other country. I think there's great aspects about just about every country, and then there's negative ones, right? There's definitely negative ones about this country at times, right? Do I think we've done everything right? Nope. I feel like America was secretly terrible before, and after Trump, just all the greatness about it was stomping on it. I just think we try and over police things. I think I said it earlier. Like we have trouble just sort of like staying in our lane. Like we see things that are wrong elsewhere, and we try and like stop that. And it might be objectively bad, right? But we just get too involved. The weather's really nice here. Mr. Cool, what's going on, everybody? Dude, trim your beard. No, Maverick. Trim you right out of here. Officer Richard. Everything's going well. Thank you. All right. I just got a call from my kid's school, so I think I need to end this call. Y'all, this was a fun thing, and I actually have to get going anyway because I have a test that I got to go take for my liquor control. But if you aren't subbed, think about subbing. We're going to do this multiple, at least once or twice a week on my days off when I'm here alone, because I love talking to you guys. Appreciate you. Y'all be good. Live aloha.